Hi and welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer and this is Kate, and this past summer at our house we needed help. We needed a serious attitude adjustment.
We were helping my grandparents, who are both 87, downsize and move to a retirement community, which is great, but that involved a lot of stuff. Selling one house, buying another, and rehoming a lot of the stuff that wasn't going with them.
So moving in general is always very stressful, but it seems like nothing about this move was easy. It was weirdly, almost strangely difficult. So there were many days when we were grumpy and discouraged and sporting a less than desirable attitude. Okay, that was me most of the time.
And of course, we love them and we're happy to help, but nothing seemed to go according to plan. We had to start over and regroup more than once, which took a lot of time and energy and was very hard on everyone.
So it wasn't long before we realized that we needed to seriously adjust our attitude about this move. So we went looking and we found 4 really wonderful and helpful resources that were game changers here, and we're really excited to share them with you today.
So that was 2 videos, 1 article, and 1 podcast. So let's get started.
Okay, so our first video today is from who else? Father Mike Schmitz, and it's called How Long Can You Be Miserable? This video popped up in my YouTube feed before I even fully realized how bad my attitude had gotten. So I think this was actually a message from Jesus saying, you need to think about how you're behaving. So in this video, Father Mike passes on some great advice that he got from a fellow priest about how to handle the situation when you're frustrated and you're having to do something that you really don't like or want to do. And his advice is this: you don't have to enjoy something to get it done. You don't have to like it. You can just do it anyway. So Father Mike has a lot of other helpful things to say in the video, but for me, that part was the game changer. You don't have to like it, but you can still just do it. You can have that moment of, this is really hard, and then just move forward. So no one here expected this move to be so long and complicated and drawn out, but keeping in mind that we don't have to like it, we just have to do it, that really helped me just muscle forward, put a smile on my face, and get the job done.
The other video that we found was The Key to Failing Well by Matthew Kelly. This summer, we definitely had times where we had felt like failures. People buy and sell houses all the time, but we kept running into one challenge after another, and we would often ask, what is wrong with us? And the answer to that is nothing. In this video, Matthew Kelly points out that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to fail sometimes. Things won't always go perfectly the first time you do it, or even the 1,000th time you do it. And he backs up this claim with different stories from history. So if you're struggling with a problem, it's good to realize that you're not alone. Many other people have struggled with the same problem, and many other people have overcome that problem. So instead of beating yourself up about it, one thing you can do is to ask yourself, what have I learned? Every mistake, every failure is a perfect opportunity to learn something. So instead of getting upset, we can take a step back and look at the problem and see what we've learned and then move on from it. So looking at failures and problems this way really helped us this summer, and we learned a ton from this video. It is well worth watching.
So next up is the article, and it's called 7 Ways to Fight Decision Fatigue, written by Julia Uberger over at her blog, Rich in What Matters. So this article is really meant to help you simplify your schedule and declutter your house, but for me it was a real game changer because it made me aware that decision fatigue is a real thing. So in the article, the author compares our brains to a cell phone battery. Ideally, we start every day with our cell phones and our brains 100% charged. But then as we go through the day, every single decision that we make drains our battery a little bit more. So just depending on what we have going on in our lives, we might come to a point in the day when our batteries are down to 40% and it's not even lunchtime. So when our batteries get too low, decision fatigue sets in, and then it's really hard to have a good attitude or make good decisions. So that was a real aha moment for me, just being able to identify that. The article helped me in two very specific ways. One, as I went through the day, I started to notice when I was feeling decision fatigue, and when I felt my battery was getting really low, I gave myself permission to rest and recharge, because believe me, a recharged happy me is a lot better than low battery stressed out me. Next, the article helped me choose more carefully what I wanted to spend my brain power on. If I knew that the day ahead was very busy with a lot of decisions to be made, then did I really want to spend any of my free time scrolling online and getting into debates with people I don't even know on Facebook or Twitter? Probably not. So the article is filled with all kinds of helpful ideas and advice, and if you find that you're also struggling with decision fatigue, I definitely recommend checking it out. It can definitely change your point of view.
And the last one today, the podcast, is Are You Anxious by Dr. Edward Shree at All Things Catholic. If you have 20 minutes to spare, this podcast could definitely change your life. So it is so true that we all have so much to worry about. We live in a world where we have so much to do every day and we have to all do it perfectly. And then we live with the mindset of, it's all up to me. I'm the only one who can do this. And that can totally send our stress and anxiety levels right through the roof. But Dr. Shree reminds us in his podcast that the more trust we have in God, the easier it is to let go of all of these worries. If we let God into our lives in all of the big and small ways that we need him, it can be a game changer. But how do we let God in? Well, he addresses that too and gives you 5 practical ways that you can let God into your life, how you can trust him more. And these are ways that are easy. You can quickly implement them in the moment when you're starting to feel overwhelmed. And one of our favorite ways that he presents is to immediately call on the Blessed Mother when you start stressing out. Say a Hail Mary, say a Memorare, and ask for her help. You know that whoever calls on the Blessed Mother will never be left unaided, so this way can definitely bring a lot of peace of mind.
So I think we all have times when, for one reason or another, we need to adjust our attitudes. We need a more positive outlook.
So if you are struggling and you need to adjust your attitude, we hope that these 4 resources will give you a boost because they really helped us.
And the good news is that we are on the downside of this whole moving process. My parents are moved, they're in their new house, they have a contract on their old house, so things are really winding down here. Whew, Jesus, we trust in you.
So we hope you enjoyed today's video. We hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.